So I'm sitting in a hard room, no AC, gotta find a job, but it's hard to find one when you're sitting around in the heat, sweating like a slob. So I'm sitting in a dark room, no lights on, gotta find a job, but it's hard to find my way out of here when I'm tripping over the same shit every morning. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the In the Basement podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Ryan.
And today we have a special guest, Jerry.
Hello, friends. I'm Jerry.
All right. And I'd also like to thank Getting Famous for our intro once again. Welcome to the podcast. Everybody welcome Jerry. Jerry, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I go to school with Alex and Ryan, and I've been their friends for a long time. That's all you really need to know about me.
Yeah, man, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
All right, boy. All right. I think we should get into the first topic, which was our first podcast, which was last week.
Yeah.
And I think
this being episode 2.
Yeah, episode 2, I forgot to say. I think we did pretty well last week. We had, obviously, weak points. We had strong points. I mentioned to myself a couple of times that I seem to have a lisp when I was talking, and if anything, I might have one right now, and I don't even know it. But I'm working on that. I'm trying to sound a little bit more excited. I don't know if it's working right now, but I don't know. I just don't like the lisp thing. That I feel it like it's my mic, man. I kind of get self-conscious of that stuff. It's really weird when you're being recorded and the recording doesn't lie. So I don't know. Anyone else? Ryan, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I honestly thought that for a first episode, it came out much better than I think I could have expected. I don't know.
Yeah,
if it,
definitely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it succeeded in any expectation I had for a first episode of a podcast. Honestly, I had like a much lower expectations. I really didn't think it was going to come out as good as it did. Although, in the beginning it was a little awkward, but I think with anything,
It was.
with a lot of ums, but it just, we got over it, we powered through that, and I think it made us, better for it. We're working ahead of that. We're better. I keep saying we're.
And I mean, hopefully we don't say all the time.
Yeah.
I just did right now. Now I'm gonna get self-conscious about my ums. Duh. I said it again, but partially the reason why I think why we had such a good start, obviously we didn't have the viewers, but I think why we had such a confident beginning was due to our social media and how we set up the Twitter and the Facebook and the Reddit. That's not
the whole
too
shebang,
good.
really.
Yeah, but we pretty much covered all the bases, and I think we can somehow send over a podcast to iTunes and hopefully get that on the page. We still might not, get 1 billion viewers, but I don't think it's the views that count. I think it's the people that genuinely enjoy the conversation.
Hopefully we'll get on iTunes. We gotta go little steps right now.
Yeah. SoundCloud. Apparently that has a time limit, which I didn't know about, but it has a time limit.
Yeah, there's a time limit for a free account, so I'm planning on keeping the most current episodes on SoundCloud. So if you're listening to this on SoundCloud right now, it'll probably disappear within the next couple weeks, and it will be on our YouTube, which is where the complete library of every single archived broadcast, or podcast, will be, uploaded.
Yeah, but it'll be on YouTube forever. So
yes,
unless we get suspended for nothing, because it's just a picture of wood and it says "in the basement," so we're in the basement, but we're not doing anything weird, so it won't get suspended. And to add to that, I really liked our conversation about the Ranchero Burger. I felt that was the best part. We could talk about movies, TV, video games as much as we want, but I feel like that random, general conversation that we had was really nice, and I think it brought out our natural conversation. And
Yeah, I
so
like
that's all.
the ranchero burger part a lot because it felt like something
Yeah.
I'd say to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that the ranchero burger conversation brought a lot to the table.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I get it. Was the waitress mean when she brought it to the table?
honey,
Yes.
I don't know.
let's calm down, honey.
Calm down, honey. Come on. I know she's mean, but you just gotta handle it. But I think we had a good conversation, and yeah, hopefully we can have another one of those because we've got a whole list of topics as usual, and we've got random topics towards the end, but um, I want to transition into a topic that Jerry suggested,
Yep.
which
why
was
don't we let
game
Jerry introduce it?
subscriptions.
All right.
Yes, should you subscribe to play a game and and pay every month to play this game?
No,
Instead of a
No.
flat fee. Well, are we talking about a game that is a free game where you pay the fee every month to receive, whatever kind of bonus or something, or just a game where you you pay the flat rate, call it like $60, and then there's a fee afterwards. Which would you describe?
like a DLC, for instance.
Mm.
Or just the content in general?
Um,
Well,
Like-
if you take a look at like games like let's The Elder Scrolls Online, like
Oh.
you're paying $60, which is the price of a AAA title, and you get to play a game for 6 months. The game for 6 months. Then you have to play monthly.
no, wait, I thought they changed that. No.
Did they? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's really stupid. Like, you're not playing World of Warcraft, which is it's already like confirmed like a good game for people who like that kind of stuff. It's already kind of famous, so I mean I think it can get.
Well, I
away
think
with
like
the
six
subscription.
6 months is pretty lengthy. I've played a couple of games for like 6 months, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean $60 to decide like, all right, you've just paid $60. Now decide whether you like this game or not. And I mean, so like, for instance, like I bought on Steam a bunch of new games that I haven't even touched because I'm trying to go through the beginning of the series, and sometimes I just don't feel like going through it. And I'm obviously losing months, but if that was the same deal with the games I'm playing right now, I'd probably paying a subscription right now, which is, I don't know, it's kind of like a scam. I don't think it's that bad. It's not Order 1886 bad where gameplay is like 5 hours, but I don't know. It's just another way to get money. Either way, they're getting money, and
Yeah.
I
no,
think.
Well, if a game is truly like that good, like then I think the subscription is worth it. If but like the prices should be toned down a little bit because like I read somewhere that if you were like subscribed to World of Warcraft to like current day, you'd be spending over like $5,000. I think.
Jesus Christ! And with with all like not the hats, I'm thinking of TF2 right now with all the hats, but like if they have a similar in-game like clothing, like with all of that, you're paying plus that $10 like every month. Say a new piece of gear comes out and you're paying for that, like that just adds up, and so if you started from the beginning, you're paying thousands, and it just comes to the end. Like, is it worth it? Because I can pay $60 for a game right now. I don't know. I like Assassin's Creed, so like I mentioned before, say if I bought Assassin's Creed Unity, I can just endlessly play that, and I mean replay value right now is all right, but taking replay value out of the equation, I'm paying $60 and I can keep playing it without having to pay any extra fees. Obviously, there's DLC, but take that out, and you've got a perfectly functional game, and the people have paid $60, and all of those $60 add up because they like the way that you've released your game without the subscription. So, I mean, it's different strokes for different people, I guess. So I guess the World of Warcraft players, they like their subscriptions, and I don't know, they can have them, but I like paying for my game and then playing it and then doing whatever I'd like with it.
Yeah,
But-
'cause I think like replay value is a huge part of games I like. Cause I hate paying like a lot of money for a game, a single player game, and then it being like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like I tried to make the most out of Dark Souls, and I believe I did. I pre-ordered it for $50, and I have like 400 hours. I think that's decent.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you're
that's
getting
really good.
quite a bang for your buck.
Yeah, but then if you look at TF2, I got it for free, and I have like 1,000 hours. Well, I spent like probably over like a good over like $100 on hats and stuff,
Also,
which I
idle
feel
service.
really shameful for.
To kind of add on to what Alex was saying with kind of a personal preference to purchasing a game for a flat rate, not paying a subscription. If I were to purchase a game and be on a subscription type payment, I feel that I would kind of be more obligated to play the game and not really feel that I could play the game at my own leisure. And I kind of don't really like that feeling because it's like, I'm paying for this, I kind of have to do it, otherwise
Yeah.
what's the point of paying for it if you're not going to, play it and get the most out of what you're paying? Which I could see that possibly being a tactic, to increase the player base of your game. If you make them pay on a monthly basis, well, they want to get their month's worth out of what they're paying, so you might as well play the game. Whereas if I were to buy a game for like $60, I could play it whenever I want, and not have to worry about, oh, next month I have to pay again, and should I play a whole bunch this month to get my month's worth out?
Yeah, I'm kind of going through that right now. Like, I for Destiny, I bought Destiny $60. No, was it 50? It doesn't matter, but I paid a flat rate price for that game. Then you have the Dark Below coming out and the House of Wolves, or I don't even know what they're called. I don't care. But those two came out in a season pass, and I was like, I was into Destiny at the time that I was playing it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy those, and I paid $30 for it, and I installed it. I haven't played any of the story missions, but because I paid for it, I feel like I'm supposed to, but I really don't want to because I want to level up first. And Destiny is one of those. Destiny is one of those games that's kind of like World of Warcraft, but not like they kind of get away with it because they're selling you DLC that's optional. But if you don't buy the DLC, then there's no purpose in playing the game because
Well-
now all the gear is upgraded and yeah.
Well, how many? You and Ryan both have Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
How many hours do you have on Destiny? Because like I know you can track down on Xbox Live.
I would say somewhere around 30 to 40 right now, but I do intend on playing more, especially when the new DLC comes out, because I recently maxed my characters, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
when they raised the level cap, you might as well keep
No
going.
way.
How many levels? How many hours do you have, Alex?
I probably have like 20. I was into the story mode, and then I played a lot of Crucible. If anyone doesn't know, that's the multiplayer. I played a lot of that. And I got to level 24, and then I just stopped because I just don't feel like it. Like it's a lot of grinding, and I'm not used to that.
I guess that's mediocre.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, no,
Ryan, you're like at the end game right now. Are you playing for fun, or are you just doing it to I don't know,
Well,
just get better gear and stuff?
yeah, at the moment I have... Well, once everyone's at the maximum level, your defense level is the same as everyone else's, no matter what your character is. That's just how the armor works. But there are some weapons that I don't have, and it's like you gotta grind out, doing missions and stuff to upgrade the weapons that you do have and possibly work towards getting those that you don't. So there is still kind of like a motivation there to keep playing. But at the moment, like raid-wise, I kind of do it just for rewards and stuff, not necessarily to upgrade things. And, it does feel good to kind of help out players who are a little bit lower leveled, and, you can meet some pretty nice people
Me.
that way. Yes.
But I don't know. I'm having I had fun when I first got it and leveling up, and then once I hit 24, I realized that you can't go any higher than that without doing strikes. So I was like, you know what? Let me do a strike, and I got paired up with a bunch of randoms that were bad, and I just lost all motivation and I had no fun with it, and so I just played GTA, and that was fun.
Yeah.
So basically,
GTA
it
is
just
a pretty
gets like
good replay
really
value game.
grindy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it-
it really does get really
Like
grindy.
I don't really mind grinding games.
no one
It's
told
like-
me this. I went out to buy this game, and no one told me that I was gonna have to like. I mean, I kind of figured that I was gonna have to do a little bit, but the scale in which you have to grind for
Yeah,
all
no,
this
the
crap.
the thing is, it's different from like a Borderlands grind where you kill something, you exit, and then you come back and kill it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
in Destiny you can grind out a raid and do it with your friends, and then you have to wait a week. So it's like grinding, but incredibly slow. So it's
Oh.
very much luck based.
Yeah. It's
Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound very fun because like I was thinking of, like MMO grinding. I thought that's what you meant because like in
That's
MMO
what they-
grinding where you just kill something over and over again, I'd listen to like lectures and like audio books. Sometimes I listen to
in the
podcasts.
basement podcast.
yeah. That's what I.
podcast. I was listening to the first episode while I was like grinding for ammo in H1Z1.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, you big stinker.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's really painful just going through and I like Borderlands way better where you can kind of cheat. And I think they know that people cheat too, which is kind of funny.
Well,
Like
cheating in
they
the
have a
sense of
good
duplicating?
relationship with their customer base, whereas Destiny, like they try to advertise this game as not only is it an MMO,
But it's an FPS.
it's an MMORPG FPS, like all of those acronyms, like they're trying to reach all the bases, and that's the only way. I mean, I think there's a better way that they could have approached it, but I'm not an analyst. I don't know what Bungie does, man, so I can't really help out with that, but hire me.
Yeah, here's my resume.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything to add to that? Because speaking of resumes, I'd kind of like to talk about something else, unless anyone has any final thoughts.
I'd say
Hmm.
honestly, in the future of the gaming industry, I'd kind of like to see less of subscriptions and more flat rate. Because honestly, it may be more expensive, but I'd probably be more apt to purchase something that is a flat rate rather than, dishing out 5, 10, 15 bucks a month to play something.
Definitely. I did that.
I agree,
I agree.
bro.
Good one.
Bro, I agree.
Good one. And on the topic of resumes, I've been applying for jobs recently, guys. I've turned 16.
Wow.
That's right.
How's that going for you?
It's really bad, man. Like the applications, they're insane. They're trying to do psychological tests on you, like to see if your brain functions normally and you're not like psychotic. But by the time you finish the test, you've probably like turned into like a serial killer, because the tests are just so mind-numbing that you just want to go out and like kill everyone. But I'm not going to do that because I kind of pace myself. So like I had to do like I applied for Boston Market, which if you don't know what that is, for the 2 people watching right now, it's basically like it's like Thanksgiving, but you pay like $20 for it.
In a bucket. It comes in a bucket with gravy.
Yeah. And so
That's not that bad.
I was gonna do. They're like high class fast food. It's like Chipotle's. It's not Wendy's, Burger King, none of that stupidity. It's like a real high class job. So I applied for that, and the questions are just so, they're just so stupid. Like they asked me what did they ask me? They were like, do you have happy thoughts? And like you don't know how to respond, because maybe it like if you say yes, then they're like, oh, so you feel happy thoughts, you're like insane. And then if you say no, then they're like, oh, so you have a bad attitude on life. So either way you lose. So I just go neutral. Like, I don't know, man. Like, and then they're like asking me math problems, and these math problems have nothing to do with being a cashier. I'm signing up to be a cashier, and none of these have to. How am I gonna associate words as being a cashier? I have to deal with money and all that stuff. They're like totally insane. How am I the insane one, man? How am I the insane one? They're the ones who are asking me these questions. It bugs me. And then I applied to be a host on the border, which if you don't know what that is, it's a Mexican restaurant. And all I have to
I
do
went
as
there
a
once, they
host
have really
is
good
just say
corn dogs.
hi, goodbye, and here's
Wait,
your
is it like
menu.
those guys that like stand by the door
Yes.
and take your coat?
Yes. I get 9. This country's so screwed up. I get $9 for doing that, man, and I'm 16. But besides that, uh, basically similar questions. Like, the question was, has anyone ever annoyed you? Has anyone ever annoyed you?
Like, I mean, we all get annoyed by
Yeah.
people, but what do you mean
Exactly.
by like something that was like extra super annoying?
Nope. No, Ryan. If it wasn't specific at all, it just said, "Has anyone ever annoyed you?"
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking me the question.
No. I'm
That's
kinda being
pretty vague. I don't know why they would put that on
Yeah,
a job
it's so
application.
vague, and like you're just like, do I hit yes or no? Because they're saying be honest, be honest, guys, be honest, and I'm like, okay, yes, someone has obviously annoyed me. I'm not a robot. Like I have emotions. People have annoyed me, like Jerry and Ryan. They're
Yeah.
just the most annoying people on earth. Like. But then if I say no, they think I'm a robot. So then I have to go neutral on that. Guys, these questions are insane.
Yeah, I know. At some point, you're gonna get annoyed by something. I don't think that should really.
I got annoyed by the test I was taking.
Yeah, that shouldn't really determine your eligibility for a job. That's not. That doesn't
Wait,
really
Exactly.
make
like,
sense.
was it just like yes or no, or could
was
you like
like-
explain?
So it was basically like a spectrum. So it said strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, or strongly agree. So has anyone ever annoyed you? Strongly agree. Yeah, someone's annoyed me before. Like I've had contact with the human world. I know.
Yeah, I know. We're all
how
people.
people
We
act.
all get on each other's nerves. It's not like that's some sort of magical surprise.
Yeah, that's life. Obviously there's the questions that say, do you let personal feelings get in the way of professional work? And obviously you say no. If anything's bothering me at home, I don't take it out on my customers. That's no way to run a business. And you get those logical questions, but then you get these freaking insane psychological questions where they just make you look like a serial killer or a depressed, like you're like about to kill yourself. And if you answer neutral, they're like, so clearly this guy doesn't care about this test, and hit neutral. And so
Oh my
either
God.
way you lose. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't run a business. I'm the employee, not the employer. Once I get into the age where I can be an employer, obviously I can look into that. But in the current state I am now, these questions are just unnecessary. And I know, Jerry, you have a job already.
Oh
like-
yeah, but I'm lucky because I have family. Like I didn't need to apply. I was like, "Hey, you want to work with me?" Okay. So
Yeah.
I just went.
Like, yeah, and man, guys, it's stupid.
Yeah, I feel like you could talk forever about that. So I kind of want to bring up a question here, of like, what kind of crosses the line for what someone could ask on a job interview? Because now that you're telling me this, it's kind of brought my attention to kind of the obscenity that is being done through a job interview. Because I mean, a psychological test is obviously important, but should it be conducted in person and not
It should be conducted
necessarily-
in person.
Yeah, instead of
at
a
all
test.
times. They shouldn't give you a test online because it can always be interpreted wrong.
Exactly.
Whereas when you're speaking face to face with the interviewer, you get what they're saying, like the inflections are there, and if you have any questions, like I had plenty of questions. I could talk to the manager all day about like if anyone's ever annoyed me, or if I feel happy thoughts, or if I'm creative or imaginative. Am I imaginative? Yeah. But oh yeah, that means you're insane. Like I don't know where to go with these, but if you're talking to the person and if you have a question, and you probably won't have a question because you kind of get their inflections and they're obviously accenting on some words and like you know making clear like voices towards you. I mean, I don't know. Like it should be done in person, but I don't know. Online is where it's at, though.
Yeah.
Online is where it's at. Anyone else?
Well,
Ryan.
I know that I'm going to be applying for jobs soon, and now that's kind of bringing me to think, harder about where I'm applying, that kind of deal. Because I
Where,
mean,
where do
that
you want to work?
I honestly haven't decided. Honestly, I don't know if I want to work in some type of food industry. I'd rather work like retail maybe. I don't know. I've
That's
heard
pretty
that's kind
good.
of bad though.
I mean, food industry is it's very easy to get into the food industry because plenty of people are looking for employees.
Yes.
The only problem is when you apply, you get these like insane questions, and then like it screws you over. So I don't know, but which kind of leads me into a different topic, which we were going to talk about. And I don't know if you guys understood this, but I wanted to talk about the future and what
The
real
future.
jobs do we want to have in the future? Because I have grand aspirations.
All right, let's hear him.
Oh, I'm not limited to Boston Market, okay? I can expand my borders.
A Boston Market general manager.
Yeah. I want to get into like stand-up comedy
Ooh.
Oh,
in the field of comedy, guys.
go for it. I think you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've been funny at all during this podcast. I feel like I've talked over a lot of you guys and I haven't given you all the spotlight.
No, I talked over like you like 2 times already. It was really bad. I counted and I felt like I slapped myself and I was like, ah.
You beat yourself over it. Do I have to
Yes.
call the police? But
I
yeah,
feel
I want
like
to do that.
I feel like you should go for it, and that's something that you could really be good at, but don't quit your day job because,
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
well, we all have dreams and aspirations like that, we all want to be that rock star or something, but it's you at the end of the day, you have to do what pays the bills. And if comedy, ends up paying the bills, then, that's what you do.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I'm going to college for television, radio, media, entertainment. So I think they could help me.
Yeah, it's kind of their job too.
Yeah,
You'll probably
I
find
mean,
some sort
I
of
might
help.
be paying money for nothing, but you never know. But you kind of you need a backup plan. So like, say for instance, I'm going into communications, so that's media,
Yeah, there's
entertainment,
like
television,
literally
radio.
endless possibilities in that field.
Oh yeah,
You'd have
and
no
I
problem
mean,
finding
there's
something.
not just being like a TV host, which is kind of like the final like place I'm looking for. I'm kind of looking for something radio, television, something in there. But if that doesn't work out, I've got a minor in political science, which I'm interested in. So, there's always that. Um, I and I'm doing well in school, so I mean, I don't necessarily want to go into Harvard, but I'd like to go to a good school that will fulfill my needs and such. But
That's
yeah,
very good.
anyone else have
Well, what do you want to be, Ryan? Well, what do you want as a job when you grow up?
Yeah, after it's gonna be a long, long road, but uh, after high school, I plan on going to either the University of Rhode Island or Rhode Island College. I have not decided which one yet.
oh really?
And I will be taking courses that will lead me in the direction of a job in the radiology field. For those who don't know, that's like X-rays and whatnot. And I plan on achieving all of the requirements to be a technician in the radiology field, which is essentially where you would take X-rays, MRIs, CAT scans, that kind of stuff. And then following that, I plan on going to med school where I'm going to get my full MD and be a doctor.
Would you get a PhD and wear a cool hat?
Maybe.
I'd want a cool hat. I don't know what a PhD in communications would be. I think it would be a waste of money, and I might as well become a Starbucks barista.
Yep.
Jerry, what are you interested in? I've always wanted to ask you this, actually, and I think you've told me before.
Well, computer engineer, but I'm not like 100%.
Dude, that sucks! Get out of my house!
Yeah, get
I'm
off
not
the podcast.
100%
Leave.
completely sure
Just
what
go.
my passion is, though.
Yeah.
But I really like computers, so I'm gonna go for that. Probably gonna go to URI, because, in-state, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You can get a great
I don't
education.
know. Like, I know me and Ryan took a tour of University of Rhode Island. By the
Yes.
way, if you don't know, we all live in Rhode Island. So come find us and kill us.
Yes, please.
We all live in Rhode Island. No specific city, somewhere in Rhode Island. So, but me and Ryan took a tour of University of Rhode Island, and it's a perfectly nice school. I took a selfie with the Ram,
Yes.
and I'm sure it was an awkward moment for the Ram, and it was for me. I saw the band, and if you don't know, also we're on the band. I play the saxophone. We're in the school band, not our own band. Ryan is on percussion, and then Jerry plays the violin, or fakes it. Ha, nerd. I'm kidding.
Everybody sucks in my section.
Dude.
We'll save the bashing for later.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that too. I want to talk about band because I like band. But I saw the band there. The band is cool. I talked to the communications guys, and they said they just started the program, so I was kind of like, eh. But I don't judge. It's good to judge once you're there, and then obviously you can switch if you have problems. But they have that, and I don't know. I'd be fine going to URI. I'd be all right. I think I'd manage perfectly fine. But I'd rather go to a big city like Boston or New York. And obviously
yeah, I know.
New
if
York
you're
has...
really into communications, New York is the place to go.
Oh man. Yeah, if I could like land an internship at NBC and like do SNL stuff and Jimmy Fallon stuff, I'd be totally into that. And then even auditioning, like if I got an SNL, like I've been talking to people and they're like, "Oh man, you could get an SNL," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's all talk." It's once you do it that matters.
Yeah.
And apparently it's extremely hard, and you need to have like YouTube videos now and stuff. Like you need to be a YouTuber, but then you don't need to be, because then they can discover you on like stand-up comedy and stuff. And so I don't know, it's really weird, but there's that. So New York City, Boston, they have Emerson College, which is a big communications school. They've got Jay Leno was a former alum from there.
Ooh.
So I'd be interested in that. But anyone else have any things about that?
Nothing new.
Yeah, I think we covered all we could.
Yeah. But let's talk about the things that matter now, which is regular school, high school.
Yeah.
In fact, high school. How's everyone doing right now? Any?
I'd say pretty good. I don't know. High school was kind of not what I expected. Like the first couple weeks, it was kind of like that scariness, the scary factor. But as time went on, it actually came out to be like better than I would expect. There's a lot of camaraderie with my fellow students, and I can kind of, say that I'm enjoying my time in high school.
Yeah, definitely.
Not a lot of people can say that, though. There are some people who definitely don't have a good high school experience, and I'm very fortunate to say that mine is very nice.
Yeah, I'm having a pretty good time too. People say it's like hell. I don't really know, because like, well, at least the high school that we go to, like, there's not a lot of racism or like bigotry or anything like that.
Only underlying themes of that,
Yeah.
Go around. Obviously, I think it's kind of weird because I think all schools kind of have those like white kids that try to act really gangster and like say derogatory terms and all of that. And I'm sure every place has it like that. But man, we're like, if you rated us, we're like number one. We're not number one in a lot of things, We're number 4.
Well, we don't know
violations.
that we're number 1 for having a lot of ghetto white kids because we don't go to any other schools.
Yeah, but we're pretty bad. We're pretty
Yeah.
terrible for it in that field. We're number 4 in health violations in the state. Out of 50 schools, we're number 4. Couldn't even get number 1. We recently won a basketball championship. You know, we've got some good things going for us, and you know, you've got the kids that kind of ruin it all. Like just stupidity, like random kids that just are idiots, and they kind of ruin it for everybody that's trying to get an education and like do well. And then there's like the extracurricular stuff and all the fun stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
And
That's honestly, if getting involved with extracurricular activities in school, it's honestly just like it helped me so much. You know, it's really
Yeah.
good to get involved, even though it seems like, you know, a lot of work, you know, balancing schoolwork and things like that. It just it works out in the end somehow.
yeah, it is a lot of work. And honestly, if you're good in school, and by the way, if anyone's listening, those 2 listeners that are in like middle school right now, or are worried about high school, like don't as long as if you don't keep to yourself at like school, just kind of like focus on your work. But then like once school is over, get involved in like, you know, activities, extracurricular stuff, and in the end it will all add up. And so if you've done all your homework, if you've done good in school, if you have AP classes, honors classes, you know, if you've got stuff going for you, you know, you can get into some really good programs, good stuff on your resume, like and good stuff for future endeavors, like in college. So colleges will see that you've done a bunch of stuff, and you can continue what you've done in college. For instance, I checked my school email just now, and I got an email that I was accepted into the National Honor Society. Out of like 20 kids, they chose me out of like 25 kids.
Wow.
Nice.
I mean, there's 25 kids doing interviews, but that's out of my whole graduating class. That's pretty. That's a pretty small minority, and you know, I'm very happy about that right now. So I'm excited, and I can owe that definitely to all of my band accomplishments too, and I know we can all speak on behalf of band. At least at our school, band is probably the best program our school offers, and I think not a lot of people see that, but in my personal opinion, that's the best program. So, you know, you can have your sports. If you like sports, that's your thing. I never necessarily liked band, especially in middle school. I wasn't a big fan, but band at my school is really fun. You make a lot of lasting relationships with people. The band director is extremely nice, and I think, and you learn music, which is fun.
Yeah, no, it's a good skill to
Yeah.
have.
I'm pretty bad at the violin, but I've been taking band ever since like 5th grade, and I've always been enjoying it. I've met a lot of people through band. I met Alex through band
Yeah,
class.
it was funny because we were like, I remember because the band director was out, so the chorus teacher was subbing, and we went to watch TED Talk videos about music, and me and Jerry happened to sit next to each other, and for some reason,
And then we just started like making fun of things and talking about PlanetSide.
yeah, I don't know why we were talking about like Steam. I was like,
I don't know either. I can't remember. All I know is that someone introduced us.
It
which
was-
I can't mention his name. But
Oh yeah. One of our friends, mutual friends, introduced us, and then like you said something extremely funny, which I laughed at, which I
I cannot mention on this stream.
you cannot mention on this stream. And then, I don't know. We started talking about like PC gaming and stuff, and I wasn't a PC gamer. The only thing I played was the Wii U, and I recently got BioShock Infinite, and I was into TF2 and PlanetSide, and that's how the story began. So
Truly beautiful.
you make a lot of you get to march at parades, and I mean it sounds kind of nerdy and stuff and kind of dumb, but like in the end, like you have the kids who kind of don't care. Like obviously, you know, there's not really like gangsta kids in that doll. Like there isn't those kinds of kids, but you kind of have similar types of people, which I know you guys may know who I'm talking about. Um, but if they seem like they don't care, they kind of actually do, and they go to all the football games and play, and we march in the parades, and then in April and May we go on a big trip. Like this year, we're going to Cleveland, Ohio,
Yes.
and
Yeah, pretty sweet.
I'm excited for that. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Set our point.
Me and Jerry are in the same hotel room together.
Uh-huh.
Ryan,
Oh
Not Ryan.
no.
Ryan, come on, Ryan.
Come on, mate.
No, Ryan's got a good room. I've roomed with some of the people in Ryan's room. That room's fun.
Also,
Um,
to add in with the band thing, it's like, don't be afraid to join band. It's not gonna like affect your popularity in any way.
Oh my
It's
God.
not like the way like band students are portrayed in like TV, like Ned's Declassified. It's like, oh, band geeks, go play
Coconut head.
saxophone.
Coconut head with the cymbals,
Oh
just
my
like like that's really not how band is like.
Yeah, no. We're all
Like-
really great people.
It's fun, and it's honestly a very nice community, and definitely a lot of the stuff you do can be used on a resume, like parades.
Yeah, there are a lot of
Concert.
cool people and like athletes in band too.
Yeah, and then we had a situation, which I'm not going to name the person in the situation, but they were kind of one of those kids that like they were popular, and they were very egotistical, and they wanted to keep that kind of they wanted to keep that ego thing up. So so it was the first football game of the year, and we were all in our band uniforms, and he was like really like sitting awkwardly, and like we were out there, and some of the soccer kids were like saying hi to him, and he was getting all self-conscious and stuff. And what he did, which was really he doesn't go to this school anymore because like he thinks it's stupid. Like this kid's stupid. But he like ran out of the stands and like took all of his band clothes off and gave it to like some random kid, and that random kid just started running around with them on. Like, so, like, you get a couple of those people, and they're filtered out. Like, you just don't even listen to them because there's a lot of other cool people who are good, who are musicians. Like, in Getting Famous, who did our intro, the singer is our friend Patrick, he's in band. He plays guitar in that, but he plays the baritone saxophone in the band, and he's exceptional. And he recently got accepted into Berkeley College of Music, world renowned. So
Yes.
that's how you do it, man. Like there's a lot of good things that can come out of that, and that's also how I started like getting interested in stand-up comedy and stuff, because my band director like set me up with this thing called The Follies, which is basically a big talent show, and he said, I have a really funny act for you to do. And so he set me up with all the things I needed to do, and he put me out there, and it was really funny. And I was never really a popular kid, but if you said, oh, do you know who Alex is? And they're like, Alex, no, I don't know who he is. But it's kind of weird to think about yourself, like if people are talking about you, but like I kind of see like in class, people kind of are nice to me now. Like people who used to not be nice to me, like treat me normally now that I've kind of like made a good impression with like all the kids, because I used to be not a very popular kid, and after that, like I kind of got out of my shell, and people were nice to me, I guess. I was never really bullied, but you know, it's kind of sounding like a sob story now, but
Yeah.
I,
No,
I've kind of
I don't mean
dominated
to
this
interrupt
conversation also.
Yeah, I know. I
I'm-
kind of think we should move on and pick
Yeah.
something because we've kind of like stopped here for a while, and I feel
Yeah,
like we
I-
could talk
like,
about it
and
forever.
this is just like the perspective of our
Yeah, this
band
is
class.
ours.
Like, I don't think every band class in the country is gonna be like
Oh
that.
yeah. If you guys like say join a team, join a community. If you like drama club, if you like theater, do drama club or theater. If you like lacrosse, do lacrosse. Like, do your interest, and it will
In the
and
basement,
people
helping
will help you.
lives,
in the basement.
helping
Yeah,
everyone.
Yes.
All right, so I was
Mhm.
wondering if you guys wanted to talk about movies,
Movies? What kind of movies?
any type of movie.
like
I'm
upcoming
just in the
movies
mood
or
to
like
talk about
old movies that we've seen.
Anything really. What?
John Wick.
Oh, John Wick, such a good movie.
Ryan, you
now
know
saw that
John Wick.
recently. It's
I have
so
not
good.
seen John Wick.
Oh man, John Wick. His dog gets killed, and then he kills people. That's
Recently,
the movie.
He killed so many people. I think he killed like over 70 people.
I saw the analogy.
the analysis or
The
analogy.
analysis.
I don't know. Recently, as in this morning, I watched the movie War Horse, which was a very popular movie. It's kind of like a sappy, sad movie, but it was a really good movie. Like this guy, he lives in Ireland, right? He's a farmer, and then World War One happens. He's like, oh well, we gotta go help. So he has to enlist in the military because his dad, who fought in another war, is too old, and he had a horse named Joey, and he like raised it since it was a little baby horse, and now he had to like go into the war and everything. And when he enlisted, he had to sell the horse because it wasn't like he wasn't of like a high ranking or anything. And then the people took his horse, and he was all sad about it. He's like, all right, whatever, keep this little pendant thing with you, and you'll be okay. And then the guy who bought him, he brings him into one of the first fights, World War One, and he dies, and the horse
Ah,
gets
jeez.
captured by the Germans, and then it goes through all these people, and then eventually it escapes, and it like runs through a major battle, and there's like artillery everywhere, and eventually it gets caught in all this barbed wire. And because of the horse, like there was a British soldier and a German soldier who kind of met each other in the middle of no man's land to kind of help the horse, which was kind of a pretty beautiful moment to see like two opposing enemies come together to help a beautiful creature and free it from the barbed wire and stuff, But eventually the horse ended up with his old buddy back in Ireland. It was a really great movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the main character was the horse.
Kind of, yeah. It literally just followed like the life of the horse, and he had another friend, horse, who helped him out, but then he died. So
Oh jeez.
Sounds
Yeah.
like some deep shit.
it was very sad.
That's War Horse.
Yeah, War Horse, and that was kind of like a quick synopsis. There are other stories like the horse kind of meets other people during the war and kind of changes their lives for the better during the whole conflict. Quite interesting.
That's
But
pretty
like,
cool.
what's coming out soon? What's coming
What's
out?
coming
in the
out
movie
soon?
I heard Interstellar was good.
Interstellar.
Yes,
is
it's
I
supposed to
heard
be
it
good.
was really good. I
not
haven't seen it though.
I haven't seen it yet. We were talking about this in the last podcast. I haven't seen it yet. I still haven't seen
You
it.
have to.
I know. I have to see it.
Jurassic World.
Yes, I'm excited for Jurassic World. Yes.
What is that?
I'm kind
Sounds
of
like Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Chappie,
no,
it's terrible.
it's like they have like a new whole park, and they're like, the park's open again. Come check out the dinosaurs.
And once again, it gets pooped on. Chappie sounds like a terrible movie. Star
Never
Wars
heard of it.
Episode 7.
Star Wars, I'm excited for. I think
That's
honestly,
controversial.
Yeah, I
don't
know. Everyone's really iffy about it because Disney, but I think Disney is kind of stay true to George Lucas's wishes and kind of keep everything going in the direction that he had it.
Yeah, but like if you think about Disney, all I could think about was like Cinderella and stuff.
Cinderella.
Yeah, I know, but
That's just
Oh wow, great movie.
new Cinderella movie.
yeah, new Cinderella movie.
really?
But Disney did the parts of the Caribbean, and they did a really good job with that. So I feel like I feel like they'll be able
Do you guys
to,
see the trailer though? That was the stupidest lightsaber I've ever seen.
I don't know.
Shut up.
Maybe
Looks so stupid.
maybe look,
No,
there's
it
rocks
just
falling
looks like
at
a
you and you have
lightsaber
to
with
use
two
the
other
little.
things at the end. Like, kill yourself if like. No, please don't.
Oh my God.
Fantastic Four. Bad.
Yeah, it's-
Pixels. Video game experts are recruited by the military to fight 1980s era video game characters who have attacked New York, with Adam Sandler, Kevin James.
Oh my God.
That sounds really bad.
Yeah, no,
Terminator
not
Genesis.
not to bash on them, but I don't know. I feel like Adam Sandler makes movies just to hang out with other actors, you know. And
Yeah.
it's
You
like
guys ever see Click by Adam Sandler?
Yeah, 'cause that was
the
like-
worst movie ever.
that was like
No, I like that movie.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I like Billy Crystal. He was the guy in Bed Bath and Beyond.
ooh,
Billy Crystal, comedian
I feel
extraordinaire.
like I know him.
I know him too. Terminator Genesis.
Is this hasn't come out yet? This is like the continuation
No,
of the
this will
Terminator?
come out and it looks bad. Mad Max. I don't care. Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
That sounds stupid. Oh, wait, that's a hero, right?
Is he an ant?
Ant-Man? Yeah. I remember seeing him in like Marvel vs. Capcom games.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Straight out of Compton. Yo. Mordecai. Terrible movie.
Never heard of it.
Hitman. Agent 47.
Is that that's based off the games, right?
Yes, sir. Ted 2.
Ted 2 I don't think is necessary, but
Yeah, they shouldn't make sequels. Yeah, you guys already had a conversation about bad sequels.
yeah.
We didn't talk about Ted 2. Man, Ted, that just looks bad. Poltergeist reboot.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of reboots. Jeez.
That's probably gonna be really scary.
Yeah.
I know the first one was really scary, but I don't watch scary movies, so I wouldn't know.
Peter Pan movie.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'd be more excited for that if I was like 7.
Wait 1 second, guys. I gotta go take care of something. But you can talk about. I'll leave you with the movie Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
That's a movie.
No, we'll talk about the series. What do you think? Because everyone
Oh,
watched.
oh,
everyone
you,
watched.
You mean like the
Goosebumps as a
R.L.
kid.
Stein?
Yeah, I know. I don't. He was probably talking about some other movie, but we can talk about the TV series. Because everyone watched Goosebumps as a kid.
Yeah, I loved Goosebumps. It gave me. I read the books more, so I read the
books are pretty
books.
spooky.
Like the films, I only saw a couple of them, but they were pretty spooky too.
I used to watch on Cartoon Network on Halloween. They would show like all the reruns of the TV show. I'd stay up all night watching them. It was so fun.
What was your favorite one? Because I can't remember too many.
I know there was a one. I'm trying to think, and it's like they would do like psychological things for the viewers. So I always hated the ones where the kid would see the ghost and you could see the ghost too, and then he'd be like, "Mom, there's a ghost in my room," and then she'd be like, "No, there isn't," and then like go look where the ghost is, and he's not there anymore, and I'm just like, "Oh, come on, really?"
Oh my god.
And stuff like that.
I can't remember many, but like I remember the one like where this guy goes to the swamp and there were like boogie monsters in the swamp. And then in the end it's like, make sure you walk on the road, and the guy was walking in the forest.
Ooh.
Ooh. Shaun the Sheep.
Oh, Shaun the Sheep.
Shaun the Sheep.
That's
What?
by the guys who made Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah,
So
it's like a claymation animated thing. And like Chicken Run. Chicken Run is so good.
yeah,
I remember that.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
What?
After 6 years of keeping our malls safe, Paul Blart has earned a well-deserved vacation. He heads to Vegas with his teenage daughter before she heads off to college. But safety never takes a holiday when duty calls. Blart answers.
Hello,
Ooh.
this is Blart. Yeah, no.
Paul Blart.
I like the Paul
Pop
Blart
Tart.
movie.
Oh no. That is so hinky. So hinky. Peanuts movie.
Like Charlie Brown?
Yes. Peanuts. Not the other one.
Never heard of this.
I
should go to the
Snoopy
movie
embarks
tomorrow.
on his greatest mission as he kills Charlie Brown. I'm looking
I don't
through
know.
all of these. Hotel Transylvania 2, dumb.
Well, oh my God, that's
Sherlock Holmes, another
Alright.
one.
hang on.
The TV show's good.
I don't know what else is there to talk about. I feel like we should have just that final topic, you know?
I think we've been going for an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we are done. I think
we're done.
so.
This is it.
Let me bring up all of our web insights, all of the things that I should tell you about. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the In the Basement podcast. We appreciate all the love and support that we haven't actually received yet.
Thank you to Jerry for coming out.
Yes, thank you very much, Jerry, for
Taking
coming out.
time out of your busy schedule to be on the show.
Well, no problem.
No problem.
Slides check over to Jerry.
I was also thinking of making a Patreon, because if we had an actual like subscription, we could put all of our podcasts on there. But first we should get a couple of out there. So we've already got episode 1.
And episode 2.
Episode 2 is coming out.
Yes.
I don't know what else to say. So we've got the Patreon. I said a lot in the last one, guys.
It's alright.
So fun. It's fun.
So just make sure to check out all of our social media outlets.
Yes, you will probably see it on our YouTube on the cover thing.
Correct. If you're watching this on YouTube,
Make sure to check out our subreddit and our board on 4chan.
Oh my god.
That
It's called /ITB/.
I love /b/. /b/ is my favorite, guys. /b/.
Meme.
Yes.
We should post a link to this on, like, make a stream and just go for 3 hours just talking, and then take viewer calls from 4chan and just get totally destroyed from them.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let's finish off with all the links. Follow us on Twitter for our main updates, twitter.com/the ITB podcast. Google Plus, nobody cares. Facebook.com/the ITB podcast. SoundCloud.com/in the basement podcast with all hyphens in between. And if you want to use Reddit, go to reddit.com/r/the ITB podcast. Thank you very much for listening. I am Alex.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Jerry.
And that is all.
Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm laying in my bedroom. No girlfriend, gotta find a job. But it's hard to find a girl who will lay around in the dark, sweating like a slob. So I'm sitting in my basement, light bulbs on and my curtains drawn. Glad I found a way to make a quick buck, since I just got kicked out of my parents' home. I can grow it all day long. I can grow it all day long, yeah. I can grow it all day long. I can grow it all day. I got a green thumb. 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 I got a